Alright, welcome once again. In this tutorial, we're looking at functions, and let's get on with it. In this tutorial, we want to write a function. So what we need to know is, what is a function? Functions execute blocks. Remember, they execute blocks of codes. That's their function, to execute blocks of codes. So to write a function in PHP, we use the function identity, which is this. For example, we can say function and say echo and say echo hello dativa. Alright, so we close this. We have our code set. If we reload, notice it's executed because we have not called it, and the only way to execute a block of code is to call. And we say we should want to call, we don't have any identity to call, so we have to give it a name. So let's say greetings. That will be the name of this. To execute that, we have to echo greetings. So this is how we will call our code. Now you see it has come up with the word hello world. So the function keywords, the name of your function, then your parentheses that correct your parameters or arguments. We block of code that's inside the function, and the callback of the function. With this basic syntax, will make us to understand how a function works. So let's say we want to give it a parameter to call. So let's ignore this and call this a variable said result. This is what we want it to call, and we give that parameter here to be result, because your parameter here, your argument, is just a variable. So we will now say what we want to call here. We want to call hello dativa. Let me just put new so that we can know that it's different from this other one. So let's run. Now you see it has run a parameter on this argument. I run a variable, which is this. And if we don't want to use the echo, we can use the return. And let's just make this extra true. So when we do this, you see it has returned for us the result, which we have echoed that return through our declaration of our function name, and that has made it really easy. Now this enables us to put function in any part of our code. For instance, let's say we are having h2 here, and we can copy this value and paste here. Sorry, with your PHP syntax. And paste here. So when you do that, when you reload, you get your HTML. So greetings, we have our code here that was executed. Then we can easily display the result anywhere in our HTML file, which is the set block of code, and our callback can be placed anywhere in our HTML file. Now we want to see how we can do two parameters argument on, we have more than one argument on this. So let's just write two parameter argument. For instance, we are saying greetings. I want to make it, let's say we are using sum. All right, sum. So let's try and change this. I will do this and O Control D to duplicate my call. Then I write submit. Then I can change this value to 3 and 4. That's what I want to use to calculate. Then I can put the argument to be number 1 and number 2. Any name I want to put, name the argument, just a variable. Then I can say number 1 plus number 2. Now if I run this code, I will get 7, which is the plus. And if I want to do that for the rest without multiplication, it works for any number. And getting division to give me a decimal number. Even modulus that we didn't do, which is your percentage, your remainder figure, to also works for us likewise. Then subtraction works for us also. So that's you can use your function to do your math calculation, wherever you want to do in your PHP. So we're going to see a more practical way of doing this now. So let's get our codes here. Let's say, okay, we want to run our condition statement. So we're going to take all this, all right, and paste it here because said he wants a block of code. So paste it here. All right, we have the one we did for our previous lesson. So we have a number. Let's just send this to password and keys. All right, okay, key. That's what we have. So we have password, we have key, and we want to turn our password to the Tiva. And want to do this to Word. All right, so I think that's all we need. So we can run. Now it's telling me access granted, welcome to dashboard. It means this also work and this also work. All right, so if the value is not right for Word, the value is not right for Word, it will give me access not granted, access denied into dashboard. And if the two values are wrong, to give me an invalid password. So we were able to use this to do that. So let's see what we can use with the input value. So we're going to cut this and create our form and drag it down. So we remember we have our form down. I think we can just copy that. So copy that. Okay, we can copy that. So let's just okay, if we are going to copy that, let me place this. Let me just do the echo sum here. Echo sum in Cativa and Word. Let's check that before we call it. Oh, I think I'm the other one. Sorry. Cut this. It should be in my function. Alright, so be in my function. Let's paste it here. Whether it's working. Alright, it's working. Now what we want to do is to copy our what we did, copy this and just paste here. Alright, so we have our password, our key, and the rest. So what we want to do is that if we submit this now, right, we only got what is here. If we connect this, we won't get anything. So if only we click this, it does not work. So the only way to do this, to make it work from here, is to say use the if set method again and say if insert. Alright, so we have to do our dollar post, and what we are getting is also the submit button. Alright, so now we can echo this our code here. Alright, so if we do that now, we have it working for us. Can add the word, can have the data, and click here, it's working. We don't add the two of them. See, we don't add the two of them. It's working. Word, right. We have a key, we have a password, result, we have the word, submit, echo. Okay. Alright, so let's just spoil one of it and see what is happening. So yeah, invalid password. So now we're getting an invalid password. Okay, let's check the two again. Having invalid password. Okay, now we are not getting the input from this button. That's why it's giving us the problem. So we have to get the input from the button, and to do that, let's get this input here. All right, let's get this. These are input. We're not getting the input from the button. Save that. Then we have to now echo our dollar password. All right, and just the way we did that one, do the dollar key here. All right. Okay. So now if we submit this, we have it. If we click on this, we have invalid. If we mistakenly change the value from the input here, we have access granted, invalid password. Yep, I see. Invalid password, that's true. But if we have this out of it, means access granted denied password. So it's working for us very well. See, our function has been able to make us to declare our codes. So let's see if we can call the code from our HTML file. It's already calling here, but it's because it's reading on our work. We want to put it on our HTML file. So let's see. Let's call this result to output. Let's give it output. Dollar output, and equals to, and when we submit it, we want to echo this value here. These are PHP. So we don't need to, we can use the other one. And let's say output all right, so let's try again. Invalid password. All right, giving an error for this one, so let me know worry. Let's click here. invalid password is showing, but it's not giving me from the H1 key. I can still see it. Why is it not showing me a big sign of the key? It's showing me the result, but I want it to echo in my value here. Alright, I think we'll work on that more. There's too much echo springing all through from here, so I think if we want to do that, we have to use the return statement. Especially, let's just use one return statement here. See it will work for error. See it working here. That's the reason we have to use return, and the return won't work here. To use return won't work here because I have to put the code. So we can, by return can work here. So if you click here now, we have it correct. Let's ignore. Let's see this. We have granted. It's not giving us this result because I think it's not seeing this result. Let's take it down here. Try again. Invalid. I think granted. So there's more we have to work here because we are using the shortcut, and we really haven't broke it to be able to do that return for us. Even if we put it here to give us what we have problem we are facing. So we will say we come here and say word and say that and do this. Instead of granted not executing the word code right here. So we can echo directly a code using our functions that help us simplify into our PHP, and without using our if else statement from this side, we are able to separate our codes differently. All right.